Welcome to the Jeddah Corniche, one of the fastest circuits on the calendar. But let's see who will be fastest of them all. We're about to set the grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Yes, it's qualifying.
Yeah, we are here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Something I'm exciting for because all the updates we've been able to inputted into this one is same as the last Grand Prix. So we want to take the advantage for having quite a lot of updates, helping us out a lot. But here the bottom set, Crawford, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Duan, and Paul Albon are out. Then the bottom six for 2-2 is Albon, Hazard, Colapito, Bortolotto, Newton Tanona, and Ollie Behrman. So shockingly enough, Esteban Ocon had managed to out-qualify Fernando Alonso. Maybe Alonso got quite unlucky with the 2-1, but when we watched Miata doing the first qualifier, there was no Fernando Alonso incident, so I think he must have got the unlucky with having the slower car despite Ocon having a quicker car, being himself into the but already began the third one and now starting the second one, coming to the end now with Miata on the medium tire. I thought take the chance on the medium tire and see what we could cook up with it, and we end up P7 but but we still got another soft tire to go, and that is going to be exciting to hopefully Miata can somehow pull up some fantastic time and get himself on the pole position, because we got that car to performance in the car that is capable of achieving that pole position. So I think we might have it in the bag, but it's all about taking the right drive in around the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Even though we got our Delta time quite unlocked in second one, but we managed to recover it and send it up over the ton. Purple second one. That is a good start. It's a good thing to see, but now we need to see how sector 2 might be, and we got Lance Stroll behind her. By the way, you can look in the map in the bottom corner on the left. We got Stroll down right there behind us, and we got purple sector 2. Small bump in the wall. Didn't really affect that too much. It might have, but as of right now, it doesn't seem like it. And unfortunately, our sector 1 has been taken off. But what is the line that I've been? It is the pole position, getting provisional pole for Miata. That is a brilliant. No! Matt Verstappen! Matt Verstappen taking the pole of Miata. Oh, that's just so unlucky with that close, getting our third pole as a team. But Matt had unfortunately beat us just under 1 tenth, and that leaves in third place.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world, Jeddah. One of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, and one of the biggest ports in the region. And now, host to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Ritomo Miata completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Antonelli, Lando Norris, and Leclerc, Piastri, Stroll, Sainz, and Esteban Ocon, Behrman, Tsunoda, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Colapinto, Hadjar, Albon, Jack Crawford, and Fernando Alonso, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Duan, and Paul Aaron rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'd give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was about 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometres an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
We are for sure might be able to get that top 10 finish as we are, of course, navigating through the starting to try to make the right choices, because we got our chance to get that third victory as a team, but unfortunately missed out that pole position. So I know me after thinking it had, he wanted. He can taste it, he can be able to savor it, but now he must achieve it. So hopefully we'll be able to pull it off with the Lounge Snow, who's actually currently down P8, I believe. So not a bad play for Snow. I know he probably thinks I wish I got that play at me but at the end of the day, you're in 2-3. I could not be more happy than that, to be honest. But Miyata, brilliant performance, it really made me think about who to beat. George, what's your teammate, that is for sure. But we now have lined up to the race, waiting for the light to go out with Matt. On the pole position, Miyata, can he get to somehow for Matt Verstappen exactly in third place? We are now waiting for the light to get ready to go out, and here we go. The race has begun. Miyata with a fantastic start. Matt had the pretty alright start, but Miyata on the inside, can he get this through? On Matt Verstappen taking quite a wider line, but that's really to help him a lot. Looks like he did, yeah. Miyata now taking the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and is now ahead of Matt Verstappen, who tried to fire the jab, but couldn't quite get it done. But we got Lando Norris, who's in third place, battling with Jackney, but unfortunately locked it out at Jackney returned back to the podium spot up in P3. We got more fights going on behind with Newton Tanona, who had unfortunately did not have the start that he wanted, as it's about to be overtaken by Gabriel Bortoletto, but technically didn't do yet. He does. Bortoletto had gone ahead and taken the P12, but a lot of the time to Honor Behrman, who currently P11, and we are looking to do more time all the way towards the bottom. Of course, we got a bit of a pack fighting likely to be happening around here, because of course it's a fast track. Anyone to make mistakes, which of course will slow up a lot of the time. So you might have to expect to see some car being packed, maybe some safety time with the class. Who knows what will happen? But we got to coming up the final corner now. Matt Verstappen inside. We got to take quite a long way now, but you might be able to get himself back with the fantastic speed that he managed to gain, despite going off wide the line into turn 17. But now Matt Verstappen be able to get himself ahead, but will Miyata return back through on Matt Verstappen coming up into turn 2, and he forced him off wide, and he did it. Miyata return back to lead the Grand Prix with Matt back in second. Jacqueline still doing a pretty good job, but taking advantage of this whole situation with the top 2. So those cows out Pierre Jacqueline for the victory. He's driving really well, unlike his teammate Carlos, who's down P9 with Lance Lowe. P8 not doing a bad job, I can definitely say that. It would be nice to see him up in top 5, maybe even closer to Miyata, but it's still early on. Anything can happen for sure. Alton, who completed that final spot in point, for P10 with Oliver Behrman, who's actually got a quite unreasonable pace, be able to stay close for as long as he can, and he's pulling away from Bortoletto, who's actually over 3 seconds to pay a massive difference here, but I guarantee between Newton Sonona is finding too much to Bortoletto, but we've got Max Verstappen now on the outside line, and it seems like Jeddah Grand Prix, but Miata not great the back though. I think he had a bit of a sliding, but he still managed to stick to it and remain ahead of Matt, but it might not last long at Matt John with the support of the DR, and I don't think Miata can do anything about it. Unfortunately, he had lost his lead for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Those first leading laps felt good for Miata for the team as well, but now let's just get that podium. I think the win is out of the book, I think, but now we can see Slower and Toro side are having a battle. Who are they? Are going to come together, or one of them come out on top, and it looks like Slower had defended nicely right there, but here's a replay of the end of lap 2 going to lap 3. We can see a lot of things that's going on in one spot in the third corner, but Newton Sonona is the one we focused on who had overtaken the Bortoletto. And now Newton Sonona can try to chase after Behrman, but I don't think he might have it in him because he seemed quite slow, shockingly enough, but slow, who is leading that basically the last pack. P8 pretty much might be already be able to finish there unless he thinking tactically, trying to work with Carlos, who has overtaken Lance Snow. And while I'm talking about tactically, the slipstream and then the other tips machine everything, that's what I'm thinking about. But in our time, we can see Snow at return back to head of Carlos and Colapito are back today with Bortoletto, and there's a 3 wide behind with Fernando Alonso in the middle with Albon and Hadjar with Fernando. I think there was some contact, but not that bad. So Fernando Alonso, he is yet here. Fernando Alonso still managed to come out on top despite being almost squashed by both cars on the outside and the inside. A fantastic job for Fernando Alonso to manage to keep it clean for quite a long time right there, but with Miata still close enough to Max Verstappen for the DR, so that shows the car it is quick. We just need to be able to stay close and make no costly mistakes that of course with low up off the core and just be able maybe lose a lot of the confidence, who knows. But Miata is still doing a pretty good job so far a day in, but Matt, who's in on the ball, know everything about the car. It might just be able to pull away quite quickly compared to Miata. Will Miata send it? No, it doesn't. Miata does not send it. That is sendable. But we got live timing with Carlos who had overtaken Lance, the same as Jack, who had a bit of a battle with Lando Norris. So of course we are now going back down to the bottom, watching everybody, and we got Fernando Alonso, who is battling with his basically a client with his Gabriel Bortoletto, and of course he's battling with his manager. 20 years gap, bit different between both of them, but who is the better driver? Is it Fernando or is it Bortoletto? Who is going to come out on top for that P40? And it seems like Bortoletto had managed to pull it off. Fantastic work for Gabriel Bortoletto, and Colapito is in P13 driving. Quite a battle racing compared to Alex Albon, who actually lost a bit of a time to Fernando Alonso, but he was stuck behind the Isaac Hadjar, who is now, I think, just under 2 seconds, I think, but now we've got Slower, who's still doing a pretty good job keeping himself ahead of Carlos. But if they fight a lot more, they won't be able to try to catch Piastri, who's actually got himself in trying to fight with both Mercedes, who are not that close enough to land or Norris, but he is a lot closer to Gasly, and Gasly is about to lose 2 seconds to the top 2, and that it's pretty good, but that is just show the big difference between the top 2 to everybody else is behind. Miata, who of course has had some moment here there last season, But this season, he turned it out, and that is exactly what we want to see. And we got both Mercedes are having a fight with each other, and it seems like at the LA had beaten Charles Leclerc, and we got the Piatti, who invited himself along to overtake Charles Leclerc on the inside. With Piatti, the order Charles Leclerc that managed to get the good exit and the main ahead. It's going to be side by side, and it looks like Piatti had pulled out of it and staying behind Charles Leclerc. Sensible choices right there, even though we've seen some of the drivers actually go side by side, not harder but commanded with the whip that actually might start falling away, not too much, but with the whip, one of you might end up making a mistake, and that is too risky for both of them to go side by side in part of a racing taller is quite uncommon, but is still achievable of course, but it's two drive side by side in a really tight taller. You are pretty good driver right there, that's for sure. But we return back to the leader, Max Verstappen, who is driving leading well. Don't even bother about the pressure from me up to, and we've got further to David Tar, I'm about to say Holtenberg and safety car Taylor. So Holtenberg had unfortunately retired from the race, and safety car is out. With the perfect timing as I was about to talk about Holtenberg, but the strategy now changed. We've been told we can come in, but what do you think? And we have told we have to get in, but we want to put on the hard tyre, but we might think about going from one shop if we can pull it off, and I think we definitely could do it as long as we drive carefully and of course keep in the clear air of course and Matt. Say that with Jack and slow at the double start from my David. Interesting, and we have to come in now. Is it hard tyre or medium? I think I just scored a medium tyre on Miata. Yeah, what on earth had to put a medium? It's supposed to be a hard tyre, not medium. It doesn't matter, it's over with, gotta deal with it. But here's the replay of what happened to Holtenberg there. Yeah, engine fail and a contact with the Alpine. Is it Bortolotto or Jack Doohan? I think it's Doohan. That it's not what you want to see. It is Jack Doohan. So there's the Jack Doohan point of view. There, that is not his fault. Nothing should have done. The smoke was in his face. He couldn't really see anything, and Holtenberg kind of pulled over. I mean, the racing line is on the right side, not the left side. But sometimes you should got to expect it. But it doesn't matter. Jack Doohan shooting the race. Holtenberg not. But the race might be done for Jack Doohan, but never give up. Let's do that. Don't give up. You might be able to come out on top. You never know. But the safety car had popped back in, and Max Verstappen is going to continue his lead for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in lap 9, with Miata trying to be cheated, trying to find some gap to overtake Newton Tenona, but he backed out. But of course, you can really be side by side, even though Miata did it. Quite a cheating one from him, I say. But we got Piatti was actually losing a lot of places. I thought it was a lot higher than that, but he's now losing play to potentially the barn on Charles Leclerc acting a lot of play down to P11. That's because he ended up double stacking. I think Piatti did double stack. I might be wrong, I think he did. I didn't see him double stacking, but we got Miata on the inside of Newton Tenona. He goes getting there, Miata. Fantastic move right there for Miata now. It's in chase of his teammate who currently in third place on quite an old tyre. Not too more, still capable of going long, but it's going to come in to pit about lap 12. That is additional for that medium tyre from launch low, and same for Miata, but now on a brand new one. It's got quite a London one, which means it might be coming around lap 15, depending what is happening, but now because slower at the head with a slower car basically because of the tyre. Miata needs to get quickly to get gasoline because he's losing time. He can't be affording that. He cannot lose too much time. That second place is in our favour, even though the third place probably in our favour as long as we drive caution without making any mistake. But Stroll needs to get out of the way, and we need to get him to do that. but there's the fight going on in turn 1 with Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris, and Sainz might be able to get himself ahead of Lando. Yes, he does, and looks like the bad one for the McLaren. He's losing time, but of course, I'm being told that we are acting a lot faster than we look. That means we need to get by quickly because the longer we stay behind, it's going to ruin our race, and we got very close for a Sutton. But now can me up to do the same thing as 2 Newton Tanola. And inside, he don't leave yet. Miata is now ahead of Lance Stroll. He can now chase after Pierre Gasly and get that Sutton play. And hopefully, once we overtake Gasly, we should have enough pace to get Max Verstappen, but Max is on an older tyre, so there's an opportunity for us to catch him and try and see if we can get that lead for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And we've got Newton Tanola, who kind of leading the pack with almost every single car behind or close to Newton Tanola, and quite a lot of them actually have pitted. So maybe Newton Tanola is a very unlucky position as he's going to lose a lot of players as he now got Carlos Sainz now, can Lando auto get new, and also Will at the alley goes by as well. Lando side by side with Newton and looks like he has, but Newton Tanola that's to try to get back on Lando. No, they tell the no, he does not. He's been boxed in, and he's at the alley who's actually made a move on Newton Tanola. Will he get Lando? No, the inside line to at the alley get new side by side. Lando, no, the 10 defending. No, he does not at the alley. He's ahead of Lando. No, that was a beautiful double overtake from at the alley, but the unfortunate one from Newton Tanola, who's actually been triple overtake, but in far forward later on in lap 12, we now closed up to Pierre Gasly, who is now kind of losing time to Max Verstappen. Now this is the opportunity for Miata to get through and get ahead of Pierre Gasly. Did we make a contact? Yes, we did. I think we did. The front wing slapped off for Miata tar, and it's gone off a track. Not too much, he still be able to keep it in, but I think he got a front wing damage, and we still on board of his tar, and Gasly gone back through, and I think we just seen Miata end play is gone. The bottom wing is now on Miata's car, and we've got Carlos Sainz making a move on Lance Stroll, and same as at the alley, who now making another move once again up to P5, and Stroll got no answer and defending that, but he might be able to get back on the outside line, turn 1, trying to get it done, or will at the alley be able to get back to her. It looks like he might just manage to get a nip in the bud, and Miata has, bravely carried on and hope that it's not too much of a damage, but here's a replay. It looks bad. There's a lot of the debris just popped off of its front wing that is going to affect Miata's pace going forward, so which means we need to pop in basically this lap, but as long as we go on, it's going to be very bad. Look, for Miata's chance for the podium, and we've got Lando Norris, who's back to the with Charles Leclerc, and it looks like Lando got himself ahead of Charles Leclerc with no problem whatsoever, but Gasly now leading, but Matt actually end up hitting right there. We can see Max Verstappen is shut behind the pack. That is not a good one from the last board that made a long tour for bringing him in, while he kind of put himself in a really difficult position, being stuck with basically almost every single car. You can literally see right there and right now that Matt is going to be very annoyed, and we just see Miata in this lap to put a new front window, and I think we also got Stroll in, so there's a double stat for Brittany Motorsport, and that is going to affect Lance Stroll, and Miata could get going. I didn't say we can't get going to try and stop Marty for Sutton, but we managed to pop it back in and get going, and Stroll actually took quite a while. I think he must have had a 5-second penalty, as it is still anything, or been told by the engine that your teammate Stroll has gotten the 5-second penalty. So I don't know what happened there, why they taking long, but I do think he had 5-second penalty. But we are on a hard time, which was the one we're supposed to be on in the first place. Which we're on right now. It can now try and chase after Gasly, who's unfortunately 7.8 seconds. It's going to be quite a painful one to push But did you know that we can see Jacqueline close to the pack ahead, which we can see Jack Gibbon along with Lawson and Paul Albon and Matt Verstappen and Bortolotto, Albon and Crawford. That is so many cars that those top two on recently that I had to deal with, and that helped Miata a lot. As long as he pushed and closed up as quickly as he can, he will be able to put himself in a potential fight for the win. Maybe not. Realistic, let's say second place, that is a realistic option we could go for. But Matt Verstappen, can he finally get ahead? All of those cars that he's trapped behind right now, but he's side by side with Crawford on the outside line. Matt Verstappen, can he get through? He's got a better chance to ahead of Jack Crawford. He don't know. Matt is stuck again behind Crawford. That was the opportunity for overtaking. He did not pull it off, and now Jack is losing a lot of the time, and Miata is catching up 3 tons of every corner, which is good, but now we've got the opportunity to get the podium, and I'm a bit worried because the longer we stay behind for too long, or if we close up and stuck behind for too long as well, we might not be able to achieve the podium. But we still got both Mercedes up in the top, and don't count out the McLaren, and we've got Carlos side actually in P18 right now. So I don't think we need to worry too much about Carlos side, but right now Miata in the clear air. They know worried about Miata losing time. It's only when he caught up to the pack. That run, we need to start thinking, what do? We can't come in, but we can still be able to get to the end on this hard tyre. It's still perfectly fine to do that anyway. And Matt Verstappen is in P13. He had to try to get all 3 of them in one go. If he can manage to pull it off, I don't think he can. And we've got Crawford trying to navigate between Albon and Bortolotto for the P10, but Crawford, I think it should be coming in very soon. No, he doesn't. He stays out, and Gabriel Bortolotto has come in, and Matt Verstappen inside line. Can Matt get ahead of both cars into the third corner? And it seems like he did. Matt Verstappen is stick to it. Yes, he does. Matt is up to P5. Finally breaking free from all of that annoying dirty air. You have basically 4 or 5 cars be ahead of him, but unfortunately Gasly is now dealing with that problem, and that going to affect Gasly. But it helped me out that he's now 2 seconds and he's catching quickly, and we've got Charles Leclerc, who's unfortunately closed on to Miata. So now we talk out Charles Leclerc for the podium, but right now at this stand, everyone ahead of Matt Pitt, we might be able to do one Matt in 3rd place, Gasly stuck to Miata 3rd, and Charles Leclerc in 4th place. That could be the scenario, and of course an opportunity for Charles Leclerc to the podium, and maybe for him when he looked quick, but he managed to get somehow an overtop on Miata, where he can close up, but he was quite far back, was he not? But now closed up, and speaking of closing up, Miata has closed it on to Pierre Gasly. He now needs to figure out something to get all of these cars out of his way, and Miata to send it. Yes, he does. Miata sending inside. Oh my god, that is unbelievable. Miata pulled it off with the triple overtake into the final corner. That is absolutely speechless, and Gasly unfortunately have to ruin that as he return back up in the second place. But I'm not counting out that phenomenal triple overtake in the final corner for Miata. He actually centered it, showing that I wonder if he made a mistake with the brake in, but he managed to save it, or he did it on purpose. I don't. We'll never know, I think. But Miata, brilliant job. He can now try and get ahead of Gasly, because we got the pace to beat him, so we need to pull it off. And to forget, Gasly spent a lot of the time being stuck behind the car, but Miata on the inside line is going through on Pierre Gasly and Charles Leclerc, and finding himself alone. He might be able to get ahead. Yes, he does. Charles Leclerc is now on the 3rd place, and he's going to make a move on Miata on the inside line. Will Miata be able to defend it? He shipped it over to the left. He's going to send it. No, he does not. And we got Gasly closed up, and he actually broke it in the ring. Gasly, I'm going to say, he closed up to the inside line, but he didn't. He actually closed up and hit into Miata. That is not good, but a bit helpful for Miata. Here's a replay of what happened here. dear. That's not just for that. He actually, well, people might say karma, but it happened to me up top of that, which is not like where a lot of overtaking opportunities happen. I don't know why he closed up that a lot. I think he must have made a mistake with the braking, or Miata might have been a little bit slower, a lot longer back. I don't know, but it looks like Miata didn't really do a lot of a run right there. But with 4 forward, a couple laps later into lap 20, going into lap 24, we are now close with Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen losing time, but I can tell you, Max was first second in about 4 laps to go, but now 4 laps ago, but now he's losing time to 1.8. I think Max got a problem, and at the end, he's now battling with Lando. Not without the outside, we'll at the end get back. We'll get to that up the piece. I think it's safe to stay. We don't have to worry about them at all, and lower it back in its new slow position, which is P8. Nothing too bad. It's not a bad thing for him being. It's still a point. It's surely a constructive point, which is something we like to see. And got Alabama, who's actually fighting with Francho for P9. Fantastic. I love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. But we're now back to the board with the leader, Matt Verstappen, who is, I want to say, driving leading well, but he's actually losing time. He's lost 4 seconds in just a span of 4 laps, basically from lap 20 to lap 19. He lost a lot of the time. I have no idea what happened. I don't see any damage on his car that is visible. So I don't know what happened to Matt. Maybe it's the internal component that's having a problem. But Charles Leclerc coming out the final corner, he now joins the defense with everything he got again to me up to, but now about to begin the final lap for Matt, and now final lap for Charles Leclerc and Miata, who is looking for the move to get done, but he doesn't do it, and we've got a lot of timing with everything that's going on at the Piazza, has overtaken Carlos, and we've got at the alley, he's actually been battling with Lando. No, there's quite a lot, but it seems like it's going to be quite a normal finish for them. Maybe Lando, not it might find something to get it done or not, I don't know. But Alabama is now ahead of Torapito up to P9 with Francho P10. But more than far, they're going to help using Sonona, but using still in the motorsport, still a fast car. Look at Matt, they're still in point to pay, but let's not count Matt, but it's now 1.5 seconds, and we still got a half a lap to go to finish the line. But Miata, he knowing realistic second place is an opportunity for him to achieve. Charles Leclerc knows that second place is the place for him to defend, but now we're about to come up to the final dialogue. Can Miata finally get it done, or will Charles Leclerc defend it with everything he got? Miata closing on now under 4 tenths. Miata on the inside line, he's sending it down. Miata go, getting there. Miata absolutely sending it, and he's now going to finish second place. And Charles Leclerc, he's not happy, but he's not done yet. He caught the line. Miata finish on the second place, getting there, my boy. Miata, brilliant job. A 3rd podium for Miata and for the team, and I'm sorry, Charles Leclerc, but I'm not apologising for that. That was brilliant work for Miata.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen.
Round of applause, not for Matt, for Miata, second place, getting there, baby. Brilliant work, and I'm absolutely baffled by it, but yeah, we're congratulating Matt and Charles Leclerc, and now Matt back ahead of Charles Leclerc with 6 points gap, and from those points now 26 points ahead of Mercedes and Brightline Motorsport is a lot higher in points compared to last season, because last season we actually kind of not got to 42 points, which is right now where we are, which is really good. We can see that absolutely working out for us, and I'm proud of it, and I cannot wait to see what we can achieve in the next Grand Prix. So thanks for watching, please like and just like my video too, I very appreciate it, and peace out.